Hello, this is Woolly Hat here, and this little video is to show you how to make your Petite Fleur in the middle of your Petite Fleur granny square. So here we go, there it is, lovely textured little flower and a nice set of granny square trebles around the side. So the bit around the edge is easy peasy, and but we're going to look at the flower now. So we start off, as we started off with a lot of our squares, with 4 chains, and then we're going to join those with a slip stitch without getting your tail end in the way. There we go. Okay, so now we have our little hole that we could work in the centre there. So we're going to do 4 petals. So the first thing we're going to do is 2 chains, not 4 as we've done before, and then we're going to do 3 trebles into the hole. That's easy peasy. So one more. So that's your first petal, and to make it petally we need to do a slip stitch through the hole in the middle and pull it up like that. And now we're going to do 4 trebles for the second petal. Squish it round and make it petally with your slip stitch like that. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more of those, so I'll put you on pause and I'll get to you when I've done the other 2. So now I've finished the 4 petals and I've fastened off, because we're going to work on the back of the petals. So there we go, so there's the 4 petals there. I'm going to turn it over. Now I'm going to use a different colour so that you can see what I'm doing, but you might like to, well, you will be doing the same colour, unless of course you want 2 colours in your petals. So what we need to do is find the third of the 4 trebles. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we're going to do, this is the back of the work. I'm going to go in between the second and third and out between the third and fourth, and I'm going to join with a slip stitch the yarn. So now I'm going to do 4 chains, because this is what we're going to work the second layer of petals on. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've done 4 there, and I'm going to do the same in this one. So I'm going to look for 1, 2, 3. So that 1, 2, 3, the third treble, I'm going to do a slip stitch in there. Okay, so there's the first of the bars or the loops that I'm going to be working on in the next round. So I'm going to do 4 more, and find the third one. 1, 2, 3. So it is a bit fiddly, especially if you've got a darker colour. I suppose the puce is quite a darker colour. Now I'm having difficulty getting in here. Oh yeah. To be honest, if you get the second rather than the third, it's not going to be the end of the day. But what you need to do is create your bars. So 4 there, into the third there. One, 2, 3, 4. And then do a slip stitch into that first one that we did a slip stitch in. And there you are, you've completed your 4 little bars to do your work. And just get those out so you can see. So you will have them the same colour as the petal. So you don't fasten off on this round. I shall just show you something I made earlier in my best Valerie Singleton way, for those who remember Valerie Singleton. So here we are. So here's the excuse me, here's the 4 petals, and on the back I've got the 4 bars. So this is the hook, this is the loop there. So what we're going to do is we're going to be working into these 4 bars. I'll get rid of that one there, you can see. So there's the first one. So what I'm going to do is, if I can find my yarn, where is it? It's here. Just get it round that way, there we go. I'm just going to do a little slip stitch into there, and then I'm going to do a double. No, you're not. Sorry, I went wrong. I was telling you porkies. See, it happens to the rest of us. So that's the end of the... Right, so what we're going to do now, forget that little bit. We're going to go into there and do a double crochet. And now we're going to do 5 okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do one more. So 5 trebles, and that's your second petal on the second row, and then we're going to do a slip stitch to bring it down to make it curved into a petal. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the following one. So it's a double, not a slip stitch, and then 5 trebles. And another slip stitch. So you do that for the other 2 petals. So you can see they're coming along quite nicely. So here are the completed petals. Should look like that on the back. And there you've got the round 1 and round 2. So now, just clear that out of the way. We're going to do the bars or the loops for putting the granny stitches on. So I'm going to use another colour. This will be the first colour of the granny square rows. So I'm not going to turn it back like that. I'm just going to fold the petal down there. So you should be able to see, there's a, around here, there's the double crochet that we did at the beginning of the petal. So you need to put your hook around that. So you put your hook in the back to the front and put it round like that. And then all you need to do is do a little slip stitch like we've done before. And this time we're going to do 6 loops, chains, and then we're going to do the same with the double. The reason we do it this way round is because if we did it at the front, the bar would show, and we don't want to have that to happen. So we're just going to put it round the back of the first double crochet. So in to the back to the front, and then front to back. I'm going to do a slip stitch there. There we go, and then another 6. In round the double, and another 6. And there we are, there's the last one. This is the first one, so this is going to be more difficult. There we go. So there's the last one, and I'm just going to slip stitch that into around that first double as well. There we go. So now we're ready to do the background. So in each of these loops we're going to do a corner of our granny square. So we're going to start off with chain 1, 2, 3, and then 2 trebles, and then 2 chains, and then 2 trebles, 3 trebles, sorry. So that is your first corner of your traditional granny square. It's equivalent to the second row of a traditional granny square. So now all we need to do is 1 chain and then start off a corner in that corner sequence in there and go all the way around until you have the first round. So there's the first round, the pink one there, and then the following rounds are as you've done before with the traditional granny. So there you are, your Petite Fleur granny square. Have fun!